So I just want to give some of my thoughts here on where I'm at. That's all. I don't really know where to start the conversation, but I'll start with this. There was a time where I didn't even want anything to do with phones or watching videos on phones. I didn't want any parts of this when I was younger, when phones were coming around and uh the whole internet thing that was coming around. I always knew, even since a younger kid in like 1993, 94, before Windows came onto computers in homes, I said to myself, this is going to be our destruction. This is going to set us apart from one another. It's going to cause, there already wasn't the right kind of communication even back when I was a kid. I didn't feel like I had the love necessary for myself, even though I might have had that myself and I was looking for that. I don't feel like, and when I use the word love, it's the only word that I can think of. I like using the word agape. I don't really like using the word love because too much of the world uses that word. And it's, to me, it almost has become like a word that doesn't really mean anything, because without action and without showing people that you really are what you say you are, then it means nothing. I can sit here and say I love people and I love you and I love this and that. It doesn't mean anything. Nothing at all. It doesn't mean anything unless we're showing it, unless we're living it, unless we are tried and true through it. But anyway, I don't want to sit here and get too deep into the details of every word I use. But and it's not my family's fault. And for me, this is why I have a problem with the family structure, because it didn't work for me when I was younger. And this is why I'm at odds with, there's pros and cons to a family, but to me, there's more cons with family structure. And I'm not going to get into that either. I'll do that in another video. And for anybody who has a family, I'm not saying anything against anyone. The best to everyone's family. It's just, for me, it doesn't work for me. And I have reasons. But anyway, when I was younger, I didn't feel like I was getting what I needed for myself. And what I myself turned to, I turned to the agenda, the mainstream, the music of that time. And not all the music at that time was influencing me in a bad way. I'm not saying it's all music. I'm saying some of the music. Some of the music was, I was influenced by that because I was looking for something that I didn't have when I was younger, that I couldn't find in anybody else. So I looked for it outside of the family, and not saying that they didn't show me, that they cared for me and stuff. That's not what I mean. It's hard for me to explain what I mean. I'd have to do a whole video on it, and I'm not going to get into details, but I felt like something was missing. So I went and I looked for it in idols. I looked for it in an image of someone else in the mainstream, popular people that were praised by men. And yes, there's some songs that I listen to, I can't lie. See, in order for me to associate this, it's very hard, because just because I don't like what someone does and I see through it and I understand why they're doing it and I see the ignorance, it doesn't mean that their art or music all the time has that in it. So it's able to discern that. You got to have discernment. If you don't have discernment, then you're not going to be able to discern things. Like Do I like the song Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson? Yeah, I like the song. But am I someone that calls myself a Satanist, or do I practice certain things that are just, no, I don't do all those things because I don't worship idols. I don't label myself as anything. I don't get involved with any kind of sex or cults or anything like that. I don't let myself get involved with anything like that because I don't worship man. Everything that I know, I say it comes from the source of everything. You see, I don't bow down or worship any man, any image, any idol whatsoever at all. And I never will. Just because I might draw a symbol or something like that, it doesn't mean that I worship it or I bow down to it like an idol. Because, see, we have this thing in America where everybody wants to worship an idol, like, American Idol. See, we've become so prone to liking and looking up to and following and trying to be that we get lost in this thing where, and you know what, I'm going to cut that. I'm going to go into what I was talking about because I don't want to lose train of thought here. So I'm cutting that thought. Why am I saying this leading up to this point? The reason I'm saying this is because I was watching this video on I left it on my community page where I left a link for the videos where this guy is talking about Lil Uzi Vert and Gigi Allen, and the way that they, how we endorse and we idolize these people, and what we endorse and idolize, we don't even understand what we are condoning and endorsing and liking. He was talking about how Gigi Allen was someone that would say, I like shitting on stage and throwing piss on people and stuff, and I like raping little boys and girls and stuff. And this is just pure, it's just pure, blatant. It's sickening to anybody that is in their right mind. It's sickening. What if you had a world where you just shit everywhere and piss everywhere and you raped little kids and stuff? I mean, it's disgusting. I don't even like thinking of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like thinking of it because it's just absolutely ridiculous. And Lil Uzi Vert, he's talking about how these are the men I worship and look up to. And then he spreads the stuff that he does. And listen, I don't even listen to him. I wish him the best. I wish him and everybody the best. It isn't that I'm doing this video to down anyone. I'm just talking about what is happening today in the mainstream is we are worshiping and we are putting these men above us and putting them on a pedestal, and they are idols. We're making them idols. And just look at all this stuff that is going on and what the message is that people talk about in the music, in the mainstream. It's everywhere. That's all that they talk about is violence, selling hard drugs to the communities. It's self-genocide. 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 And it's just disrespect for ourselves and other people. And, I am. I get very angry with certain things. And how can I say this? I have kind of come to this point in my life where there are pros and cons to technology, but there are way more cons to it that I think. And I would just say, for real, I would kind of say, fuck these phones, fuck all this stuff. And excuse my language, but screw these phones, screw, this mainstream message that's being put out. I don't care for none of it. And I want to get away from it. That's what I want to do. I'm setting myself apart from all of this. I want to get away from it as far as I possibly can. Because what's on my mind is healthy things, healthy alternatives. What is on my mind is making music, instrumentals, experimenting with sound, things that are good, things that can bring me some peace of mind in my life, things that are, planting a seed in my life so that my life can be the way that I want it to be and I need it to be for myself. All this stuff that a lot of these people that we look up to and we're listening to their music, all that we're doing is we are endorsing, we are idolizing, we are putting them on a pedestal, we are buying their products, we are condoning their message. We are the ones that are buying into and spreading that image, you see? And I mean, it speaks for itself, but most people, I know for myself, what led me into a lot of that kind of music, talking about killing people, and the brother said in the video about, I'll stab you. Someone was rapping something like, I'll stab you in the face or the eyes with a pair of scissors and pull it out. And this music is absolutely demonic in nature. And see, when I say demonic, why I'm saying that is because it's evil, it's wicked, it's corrupt. And see, most people, there might be people out there, I know how we are because I know how I used to be. We might be filled with some kind of hatred because we didn't get the kind of love we were looking for when we were younger. Or we had something go on in our early life where we felt like we were wronged, or something was there that was missing. And what did we do? We went and we looked for it in something else, in someone else. And see, what these kinds of things do is it slowly draws you in to make it look like it's something good, like it's something fun, like it's something that you can be a part of because everybody else is doing it. And it's just like today, listen, when I say this, I know a lot of people are going to take this wrong. And yet again, it's just like the scripture that says, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, the leaders in the dark places, the wickedness. See, it's not a fight against flesh and blood. It's a fight against this. And I'm sorry to say, but what is happening today is there are so many people that are hopping on this Satanist thing, this satanic thing today. Everybody's throwing up the devil horns and everybody's saying, I'm a Satanist and it's do as thou wilt today. And see, what this is really saying is when we say do as thou wilt, we're just saying I can do whatever I want to do and I don't have to be responsible. I don't got to hold myself accountable. I don't have to care about anybody else. I can just do whatever I want to do. I can throw shit on people, piss on people. I can, do all these vulgar things in the name of because someone else is doing it and they did something that I looked up to at one time. So now what they're doing, I can just imitate that and follow it, and it's okay because there's not going to be any consequences for me at all. And this is pure and utter ignorant foolishness. It's ignorance. It's foolish. There's no responsibility. There's no accountability. It is sickening to anybody that has a mind. Anybody that has a mind or has intelligence or uses their mind or knows right from wrong knows this. But see, the thing that pisses me off, because I know how ignorant I used to be myself, is that the reason that we do a lot of these things is because we're bitter towards something that happened to us when we were younger, or we're mad at our mom or our dad for not fulfilling something, or we're mad at our upbringing. We're mad, or we hate something, or we're bitter, or we're filled with this thing where we look towards the bad thing because something bad happened to us one time, you see? And then we're constantly saying, oh, because I was done that way, now I have to give that back. And it's just like I said before, the only thing that hate does is beget more hate. The only thing that ignorance does is beget more ignorance. The only thing that foolishness does is spread more foolishness. And I am angry nowadays. I am angry. I have a righteous anger towards things. I'm not holier than thou. I'm not putting myself above anybody and saying I'm better. I'm just angry at what I see in this world and what I see people following and liking. And look, they're going to do what they do. They can do whatever they want to do in their lives. It has nothing to do with me. Everyone's life is their life. It's not my life. I got my life to live. I got to be responsible for myself, and I have to hold down my own fortress right here. I got to hold this vessel down. Even though I know that I'm really not apart from people, it's this. It's the mind state. It's the thought. It is the seed that was put in us at one time that we still have not dealt with, and it's still there. And you see, I have dealt with my own seed, and I am still dealing with my own seed that I made the decision to go in and be a part of. I did it with my own free will to do it. And I got involved with things that I never should have because I didn't know. There was no one there to teach me. You see, it's just like what Coolio said in Gangster's Paradise. They say I got to learn, but nobody's there to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't. I guess they won't. I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of love, fool. Now, I don't know if he says luck or love there, but I will put love there. You see? And it's just, I have come to this thing where I will not associate myself with any person that has this kind of thought or this mentality. Why would I ever be on a song with another person that is talking about violence or shooting people or I don't know, everything, every abomination, every vulgar thing, spitefully vulgar, ignorant thing you can think of? Why would I associate myself with that at all? I won't even, this is how I am with myself. Say that I have an instrumental that I made and someone that talks about that kind of stuff in their music or lives that lifestyle says, look, I want one of your beats or instrumentals to use so I can talk about gang violence or killing or stabbing someone in the eye or all this stuff that we talk about. Just all this vulgar shit. I wouldn't associate with it. You know, I wouldn't give something that I made to another person to destroy it, to trample it underfoot with more ignorance. I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't do that, you see, because I don't endorse that. I don't want to be a part of that. That's not my lifestyle anymore. And this is what so many people, to get a couple dollars or to get clout or to get a little bit ahead on social media, to look better, to get their channel bigger or whatever, they will literally sell themselves out for a buck. They will metaphorically sell their soul, sell who they are, sell this for something else in this that is just as ignorant as stupid, but they don't know that. Because this whole thing, it got us blind. It's like the saying, the behind the smoke screen. See, we're looking at something, but we're not seeing behind the smoke of it all. And once the smoke clears, let me tell you something. It is not what you think it is. I am telling you right now, it is not what you think it is. These guys that you see that are getting all of this fame, all of this clout, all of this attention, it doesn't mean a damn thing. It doesn't mean nothing. It's empty. It's hollow. There's nothing there. They act like there's something there to trick us into thinking there's something there that's not there. It's an illusion put in front of us. It's an illusion there. And when you see past the illusion like I've seen, and you go, my goodness gracious, everywhere I go, I hear this kind of music bumping in everybody's car. Every time I go out in the streets, I hear people playing this junk. And they're filling their minds, their thought with it. And they're listening to it over and over and over. And it's like, I was looking up videos the other day, and like I said, I'm not going to get into specifics here, but the other rapper, YMW Mello or something, did a song called Murder on My Mind. Murder on my mind. Killing another brother in cold blood on my mind. This is sick. It's demented. What don't we get about this? Why can we not see this? Like, this is how blind we are out here. This is how blind we are that we cannot see this. And I know I'm not going to get a bunch of likes. I don't give a shit. I don't want likes. I don't want a like. I don't care if I get likes. I don't want to be praised or glorified in any manner. I just want to do what I do. I want to live a healthy lifestyle. If I associate myself with anything, it is things that is for the best of my metaphorical soul. It's things that is going to bring me some kind of peace of mind in my life. It's, like I said, it's cool, chill, relaxed, open vibes. You see, I'm not into all that stuff anymore. I was into that stuff before, and I used to sing the songs. I used to shout it. I used to praise it. I used to glorify it. I used to want to be famous like them. I don't want to be famous at all. I don't care about being famous. If I would somehow in the future put my music out and it would become something, I'm going to have to tell people, look, I am just a man that makes music. I'm somebody that likes sound. I like expressing myself. That's it. I don't want any kind of praise or any of that bullshit. That is all. See, this is for unintelligent people. This is for people that are still chasing something that they don't even understand what they're chasing. They cannot see what they're chasing because it has them blind. It has them blinded under a spell. Like I said in my other video, it's not even a dream anymore that people have. It's a spell that they're under. It's a spell of wickedness. It's a spell of, I'm going to go out and kill another brother tonight. And it's something that the one rapper said before he died. He said, when you go out hunting another brother, you're looking for yourself. You're looking to shoot down yourself. It's self-genocide. It's self-genocide. It's the same thing going on in Chicago. It's the same thing going on in Los Angeles. It's the same thing going on in Russia and New York and Brazil, all around the globe. It's going on everywhere. Yet we think this is cool and we endorse it and we're throwing up the symbols and the satanic, horns and, oh, do as thou wilt. And I listen to Little Uzi Vert and I like G.G. Allen and all these guys. Look, I'm not saying that their whole life revolved around those kinds of things. And I'm not one to judge anybody because I'm not perfect. I am no angel, and if you want to say metaphorically, we're all kind of angels and demons metaphorically. But see, I have my demons under control. I have my angels and demons under control. And I'm not picking and choosing the side anymore. I'm neutral from it. I don't want to be an angel and I don't want to be a demon. I don't want to be either one. I just want to be me, and I know what the demon has done in my life, the demons have done in my life, and I know what the angels have done in my life. I know the good, the bad, the ugly. I know the whole thing. I've been there and done it thousands of times. There's really nothing more that I can I'm not looking anymore. I'm not searching for things anymore. I'm not on this wild goose chase of trying to find my identity, because I know no such thing exists. And I don't look in man or for man or to man for anything. Anything. If anything, the only thing that I look at, even if it exists or it doesn't exist, I don't care, is the source of everything. And that thing is unexplainable. It's mysterious. It's, whether you want to call it God, a singularity, a higher power, the universe, I don't care what people call it. I am focusing on the source. I'm not focusing on all these things that men are doing to show off for each other and try to look cool. And I got to get involved with this gang and go and kill other brothers and do all this vulgar stuff. It is absolutely, I have no thought of that anymore in my life. And I will not associate myself with any of it anymore. And I'm not even being a hypocrite here. I have no thought of it at all. When I am a hypocrite, I'll say I'm a hypocrite, because I am a hypocrite with some things. But I'm still in control of my own hypocrisy. See, a lot of people are not in control of their own hypocrisy. They won't even look in the mirror at themselves. They won't even hold themselves accountable for their own lives. So how the hell... See, it's out of control. That's what's going on here. Why do you think the world has gone mad and why everybody's losing it? Because nobody wants to take accountability for anything. Why do you think there's this exodus going on and everybody's moving everywhere? Because they're running from themselves. They're not facing themselves. They're lying to themselves by saying, oh, if I go to this other place, that's going to solve the problem. That's not going to solve a gosh damn thing at all. Nothing. We're just running from ourselves. And we're not looking at the person in the mirror. We're not looking back at this. We're not holding this accountable and being responsible for this. We're not willing to change our lifestyles so that we can live a well-maintained, well-balanced, responsible life for ourselves, respecting ourselves and others. And this is what we've fallen away from. And we've fallen away because we've been blinded by these things that look good, that look pretty, that entice you. It gets your feelings wrapped up in it, and it grabs that part of our mind that is conditioned, and we have not renewed our mind, so we're falling for the tricks. It's all the old bag of tricks that thing pulls out and goes, oh, I'm going to get him with this one today. I'm going to make him feel good. I'm going to make her feel good. I'm going to bring her and him in. But then they're not going to see what I'm really up to. See, this is what's going on and people can't even see it. And it's just like when I thought about gangster rap. Let's just use this as an example so that I can get this across to make people understand what I mean. Say that you take every single gangster rapper that has ever lived and you put them in a land of their own with a huge wall around this huge piece of land. Let them have their nice whips and cars. Let them have their guns. Let them have their places where they're plotting to kill one another, and let them be in this land of their own and see what happens. Eventually, they will all kill each other. All of them will gun each other down until there's no one left. And it will be one man standing on his blood-soaked throne of pride. That is all that will be left. That's it. Now, what is it going to take to wake people up from that? What is it going to take? I mean, it's right there. It's right there in front of our face. Right there in front of our face. But yet, this is what's going on. This is how it seems like when someone like me's talking, this is what it is. And then people, they're scared to spread the message because more than likely, they're still a part of that thing. They're still being blinded by it. They're still living that lifestyle. They're still listening to it. They're still influenced by that. They're still going by this pride thing that does nothing for them. It does nothing to better our lives. It does nothing to give us a life that is worth living here. We think that that's cool. We think that because we're tough, we're something. It is so, our minds are so twisted and fucked up. It's just, I mean, what do you say? What do you say? I'm saying what I can here, but I'm just one man. I am just one voice that is speaking. I can't possibly spread this to the whole world for them to hear. You know, I don't know of a way to do that. I'm not a big enough channel to do that. But it's like the metaphor that I just used with the gangster rappers. If you put them all in one place together, all that it will lead to is one man on his own blood-soaked throne with pride written across his forehead. Pride. Pride. And I said this in another video I made, but I didn't upload that video because I don't know if I want to upload that video. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't for some reason. There's a lot of times where I make videos and I even hesitate. I even hesitate to upload certain videos because I'm still in like kind of a process where I hesitate sometimes because of my own fear. Because I'm reflecting on what someone else might not understand. And then they might look at me like I'm the bad guy here, or I'm somehow against them, or I'm somehow doing this to come at them. And I'm doing it for the opposite reason. I'm doing it to get them out of their own slumber. I'm doing it so that they can see something for themselves, so that they can get out of that trap, so that they can get out of that mentality and start renewing their mind instead of disrespecting and what's another word besides disrespecting? Disrespecting themselves, exploiting themselves in the wrong way. You see, that's why I do it, is to spread that, because that's what I myself am doing. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, because I can't change any man. And I am not trying to change any man. I'm just saying what I'm saying, and I'm putting it out there. Because when you try to change somebody, that doesn't do anything. You have to be a living testimony unto what you're saying. And I'm a living testimony unto what I'm saying. I don't listen to that stuff. I don't associate with it. I am not going to sell out for money. I don't care if I am offered $1 million or $1 billion to say, hey, I need your instrumental so that we can sing some gangster rap and we can, do all the other vulgar things we're doing. I'm not going to do it. I am not going to take that $1 billion. I am going to let it down. And you know what I'll do? If I got to be homeless, then I'll go and buy a tent and I will go and live in the woods somewhere by myself. I will not sell myself out for power, clout, being famous. I don't care about that praise anymore. See, we don't have that mindset nowadays. We're not looking at the source. We're not looking at everything here. We're looking for praise from man. We're looking for the praise of men to make ourselves idols in the image of each other like that. And we just do not understand. We do not understand that all that's going to lead to is our own blood-soaked thrones that we are sitting upon with the words Pride across our forehead or on our chest. That's all it's going to lead to. And see, people would go, oh, it's just music. It's just entertainment. No, I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear that bullshit from anybody. And I'm not hearing that bullshit from anybody. I'm blocking that shit out. I'm not hearing any of that shit. That's an excuse. Listen, if you are influenced in any way, then we are allowing it to go here, and that's what we're living by. There's things that I have heard 20-some years ago that are still in my mind. Murder was the case that they gave me. What's the other one? Natural Born Killers by Ice Cube. And Ice Cube isn't even a gangster. Ice Cube comes from, I don't know, a well-off family or something. He's not even a gangster. This is how fake it is. This is the image that they're selling you. But see, nobody's looking into that because nobody cares. Do as thou wilt. So they don't give a shit. They don't care that they're disrespecting themselves and others. They don't care that someone else dies or gets shot by another brother or sister. They do not care. Like nobody is willing to take accountability and responsibility for why this world and the mindset is how it is and how it's been for so many years and generations and decades and hundreds of years, generation after generation after generation. This paganism thing, this worshiping idols thing, this well, I don't even know the word to really call it. I don't know the whole way of putting it because it's so many things. And this is the trickery of it. This is where we get tricked because we go, oh, it's just those things, but it's not this thing. It's those songs, but it's not this song. It's that entertainment, but not this entertainment. You see, we just keep running and hiding from it. We keep using excuses, and we're really not getting to the source of everything. We're letting these things influence us, and then look at the way we're living. Just look at what's going on. The internet right now, I will even be so bold to say, right now, the internet is damn near dead. YouTube is damn near completely dead. There is nothing I'm interested in. Every video that I click on, I already seen before if I do watch it. I don't hear anybody talking about a healthy lifestyle. I don't hear anybody talking about just sound or instrumentals or art or, you know, making refuge or building something or being productive in a way where it's spreading compassion and well-being and balance in our lives. It's none of that shit. It's just all of this fake put on. I gotta jump on the bandwagon because everybody else is. And it's like, I don't want to even say these kinds of things sometimes because, like I said, I don't involve myself with it. But what is going on now today, what is the popular and famous thing on the mainstream is the Satan agenda, is the satanic agenda, is the Satanist thing going on now. Now everybody's jumping on that. Everybody wants to be a Satanist, and everybody wants to throw up the devil horns, and everybody wants to do, all of those things and be a part of that. And it's like, hey, if that's what they do, that's what they do. It's not my life. But I'm just saying this for us to examine ourselves and for us to look at ourselves. I don't hate anybody out there. I am just misanthropic about the thought of most of the world. I don't associate myself with it. I won't get involved with most of the thoughts of the world. I won't get involved with ideologies and agendas and people pushing any kind of SECTS, sex, cults, whatever, organizations, any of that stuff. I'm not for any of that stuff anymore. And I don't label myself as anything but, I'll say a man, but I'm not even going to say anything that I'm anything. I am everything. I am a part of the source here. And I don't want to get involved with that foolishness. I'm not getting involved with that ignorance anymore. And see, I made up my mind a while ago, but there was still a part of me that was still thinking, well, maybe there's something in that for me. Maybe I can fit in somewhere along this thing. Nope. Can't, and it ain't gonna happen. And see, what we don't realize yet again, and I'll say this before I end the video. I know this is gonna be misunderstood, but we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against the principalities, the leaders of darkness in the high places of corruption. This, it's a mindset, a thought. It's thoughts. It is a lifestyle that we live, you see? It's not flesh and blood that we're fighting here. We are fighting a mind game, you see, and I'm not fighting that game anymore. I have made up my mind. I know where I'm at. I'm not fighting anymore against flesh and blood. I'm not here to fight you. I'm not here to bloody your nose. I'm not here to seek, kill, and destroy you. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to set the captive, the mind, the thought free. And I know there's a bunch of stuff in this life. I know all this stuff. But that is different from the topic which I'm speaking about right now. That doesn't have anything to do with this topic. This is the topic at hand. And this is just one topic out of so many different things. And see, this is the bag of tricks that I'm talking about. This is the bag of things that are there tricking and deceiving and fooling and getting us to disrespect one another and to hate each other and to say, I can do whatever I want to do and I don't have to be accountable for nothing. I can do anything. I don't care about anything or anyone. I'm sorry to say that is the absolute wrong mindset to go about living life for myself. I can't speak for anybody else. For myself, that's the wrong kind of attitude. I do care when it's time to care. But there's also other things that I don't care about and I will not involve myself in anymore. And I know I won't. And what I'm doing right now, I'm in the process of excluding myself from that. I am taking the next couple years of my life to prepare myself to go to where I know I want to go and to do what I want to do responsibly and hold myself accountable and have dignity for myself, have self-control. See, these are the fruits of the Spirit: self-control, kindness, and other things. I don't remember all 7 of them, but these are the fruits of the Spirit. This is when you know someone is not falling victim to being their own victim of this kind of mentality for themselves. Because it's not doing nothing but destroying themselves and other people. It's not doing anything but spreading more ignorance, more vulgarness, more wickedness, more ludicrous things, more of the reason why people are literally going mad and have gone nuts. Now, I won't lie. I myself, yes, I call myself crazy because crazy's different. See, I know I'm crazy. I'm crazy. But see, I'm crazy in a way where I have dealt with my crazy things. And I can control my crazy. You see, I know when I'm taking stuff too far or when I'm not doing anything and I'm holding back and I'm allowing these kinds of absurd things to go on. Now, I know there's a lot of absurdity in life. And life is kind of altogether, it is kind of absurdity, but while I'm alive, I can't just live that way all the time thinking everything is absurd, because then I won't care and I'll do whatever I want and I won't be responsible for anything and I don't have to do anything about anything and I can just do all this stupid, dumb shit. See, this is the mindset of people that they exclude themselves from the very problem that they are creating unto themselves and that they are creating themselves for other things. That is the ignorance of it. That is the ignorance in it. And look, I don't even want to use the word believe you me, but I will say trust you me. Believe you me. I am always reflecting on myself. I am always looking at myself. I am always looking at my own hypocrisies. I am always looking into, okay, Nate, what are you doing? Don't look at them all the time. What are you doing too? Where are you, doing things that you're talking about? See, I'm always looking at this for myself. So every time I do a video, I make sure that I have looked at myself in the mirror. I make sure that I have called out my own bullshit and my own hypocrisies. I make sure that the thing that I'm saying, I done myself, and I did something to change that or to understand what it was so that I can get on a video and talk about it, you see? The video is a living testimony itself because it's my life. I've been there. I've done it. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've seen behind the veil. I've seen past the smoke, past the brick wall, past all the obstacles that I needed to see past in order to actually see what was going on. And I'm just telling us, be aware of what you're listening to, of what we're listening to. Be aware of the people you're associating with. What are the things that they talk about? What are the things that come off of their lips? What are the things that they say, that they refer you to, that they tell you to be a part of, that they tell you to look into, that they spread to you or they condone? What are they idolizing and worshiping? You see, what image are they putting out to you that will reflect back onto them? And see, sometimes there's someone that might hear this video in the future, and they might even be a part of some of these things, but they don't want to repent. You see, they don't want to let their pride down to say, okay, I'm turning from that. I don't want to be a part of that anymore. And this is our problem. This is why it took me so long, because I didn't want to let my pride down. I didn't want to say that I was the problem. I didn't want to say I made a mistake here. I fucked up big time. I did something wrong. I caused all of this stuff for myself. And I went through that stage, and I did that, and I'm past that. That's already an old revelation in my life. See, so in order for me to explain this to others, I think that you would have to be in the muck and mire. You would have to be in these situations, or see other people get shot and almost killed, and have your best friend and all these things happen to even to them. You know, I have seen brother almost kill brother. I have literally witnessed this in my life. A brother shooting his own brother because of this bullshit, because of this pride bullshit, because of this sense of I'm more of a man, I'm tougher. That does not make us anything. It makes us cowards. That's what it makes us. You know, it's something that Malcolm X was talking about. Having tanks and guns and weapons and bombs does not make us powerful. That doesn't make us powerful. He said the guy that goes off in the jungle with a knife, that is the down-to-earth man that is willing to go out and do his own thing and take responsibility and accountability for his life and to deal with his own problems. And I'm speaking to women too, not just men. I'm speaking to the whole world here. Because we are all one living, breathing organism here together. And as long as we keep spreading this kind of stuff to one another, then nothing's ever going to change. We're just going to keep getting involved with the bullshit. The same problems are going to keep happening. There's going to be the same problems in the community. Everybody's going to keep listening to this stuff and keep putting it in their head because they're not dealing with something that happened in their life. See, I went through that myself too. I felt like I was wronged. I felt like somehow I deserved more, or there was something missing there. And I was bitter and angry, and I did a lot of stupid shit because of that. But I had to say, look, Nate, whatever people did, you gotta forgive them and move the hell on from it. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It happened, it's over. Okay, they messed up. Haven't I messed up in my life? They didn't fulfill something. Haven't I not fulfilled something? Do you see, if we don't start looking at it like that, we're never going to get this. We're never, ever, ever going to get this for ourselves. Never. And we're going to keep running and hiding and excluding ourselves from everything. And then we'll be a part of those things, though, because they look cool. Everybody's following them. You see, the crowd is with it, so I have to be with it. Nah. Nope. Nope. Stand up for something. Let's stand up for something in this life and quit being cowards for once. You know, we already have enough people that are doing all of this just absolutely just lunacy. It's lunacy. It's just nuts what is going on in this world today and the things that people are involving themselves with. And I ain't involving myself with any of that bullshit. I'm gone from that thought. I'm absolutely gone from all that dumb stuff. Want no part of it. I ain't gonna have no parts of it. And this is my life, and I have to hold myself accountable and be responsible to me. Nobody's coming to save my day. Nobody's coming to change my mind. Nobody's coming to renew my mind. Nobody's coming to, make my own shelter and refuge. Nobody's coming to take the time to do what I need to do to get the resources. Nobody's coming at all. Everybody's doing what they're doing, and everybody is going to be accountable for the things that they do. And that's all there is to it. And I'm telling you, if we do not change our minds and we do not start looking into this for ourselves, we are going to self-implode. It's going to backfire in our lives. I know, because I know how much it backfired in my life. And believe me, sooner or later, it's only a matter of time before, if you're putting out wicked things, you're going to get wicked things back. It's only a matter of time. If you're putting out ignorance, you're going to get ignorance back. It's only a matter of time. If you're putting violence out, you're going to get violence back. It's only a matter of time. If you're spreading stupidity, if you're spreading a sense of I don't care about anything, then you're going to get those kind of people. You're going to get stupid people that don't care about anything. And that is what's going to reflect back onto you. And sometimes, I'll be absolutely honest here, because I don't lie. I ain't got nothing to lie about. I'm not hiding anything in my life. I don't have anything to hide in my life. I'm completely open. There's almost this point where I know if I didn't go through some really bad shit, I don't know if I ever would have came to this realization for myself or seen this for myself. Because sometimes I think that it takes something horrible to happen to a person. It takes some kind of situation where it's at the expense of another person's, or another kind of situations, another person's life, or something stupid to happen for that person to go, oh, well, I didn't mean it. Now I'm sorry for it and I'm going to change it. You see, it always takes something bad usually. And I'm here to say it doesn't need to take something bad for us to change. Do it now so that it doesn't have to come to that. It's like, I know somebody myself. I know somebody personally that, and I'm not going to say who it is. It's somebody from where I'm at. He was riding a car and he was fleeing from the cops, and he ended up running over some guy on a motorcycle and killing him. And that happened, and it took that thing for him to say, now whether or not he did or not, I don't know, but it took that for him to say, I was wrong and I shouldn't have did that, and I've come to God and I repented and stuff like that. See, why did it have to take that to come to that? Because there's nobody out here spreading this awareness. There's nobody out here warning other brothers and sisters. There's nobody out here talking about something that they went through and actually telling about it. They keep it to themselves because we're in this self-absorbed generation that doesn't give a shit about anything or anyone. And that's the problem. That's the problem. It doesn't mean that we have to associate ourselves with people, but we can at least talk about it and say, look, I'm just putting it out there on a video. That's the least we can do. That's the least I can do. And that's just where I'm at. I've just come to this, like, kind of the end of the road kind of thing. Not that I'm saying that it's an absolute dead end. I just come to the end of the road with a lot of things. And I mean, I don't even want to listen to music anymore because it's just the same stuff. It's everybody following the same thing. I've been looking for healthy music that spreads awareness, music that is talking about something to help us build something for ourselves, to be productive in ways that we actually need until we, leave this planet. It's just everybody talking about violence, everybody talking about, how many bitches I fuck and all this stuff. And look, excuse my language, but I curse when it's needed to curse. I think that there's a time to curse, and I don't like having a bad mouth. I really don't. I don't like having that reputation. But yeah, I do. I do curse. Now I try not to curse a lot in my music or other things. But hey, sometimes it's what you got to do to get get it across, to the world out here and the thought. So yet again, I'll leave it on that note. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, the leaders of darkness in the high places, the corrupt thought that men are still following, that are still being enticed by, that are still being influenced by. Oh, here's some money. Now tell me what I want to hear. You got to say some stuff about, killing your brothers. I got the money. Now you got to talk about, how you fucked a bitch and all this stuff. I got the money, so now I'll do this thing. And some people, they would do that, and they wouldn't think twice, and they wouldn't care. They would disrespect themselves. They would literally put themselves they would just completely lose all dignity of themselves. They would absolutely just say, I don't care anyway, because I'm so filled with hate, or I just don't care about anything. This is how it's just a shame, and I'm ashamed of myself. I am ashamed to be a human sometimes. I'm ashamed to be a man sometimes, because what I see, I'm ashamed of. And we ought to be ashamed of ourselves. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. But that's not for me to call, though. You see, I can't call it for people. And I'm not ever going to call it for people, because I'm not here to chaperone or to preach to people. I'm just saying what I know is tried and true for myself, and what I know where these things lead and what they get into. And even if somebody goes, oh, well, that's just you. That's just how you think. That's just the way you live, not me. I know that this and that. No, they don't. They don't. It's just like when someone says, been there and done it, but they actually haven't been there and done everything. They think that they have. You see, they think that they somehow figured this whole thing out or whatever, and they think that what they're doing is the right thing and all this stuff. And listen, it just comes to a point where you've seen the same thing over and over so many times, and you've witnessed it yourself like I have, and you've actually seen it. You were there. You've heard it from people. You've been a part of it before. You've practiced it. You practiced it and spoke it. And at one time, it was in my metaphorical heart. I was very, very, very wicked. I was a very wicked person, you see, but I'm not like that anymore. I'm not like that anymore. I repented from those things. I'm not like that. If I still had, now, I want to be as honest as I can be here. When I use that word, I do not have any hatred towards, or resentment for, or I do not wish any harm on another person at all. That it's not in me anymore. It's not with the aura of the source of everything here. And that's every one of us. We just don't know it yet. We just don't know it yet if we don't know it. But we can know it right now. Right now, we can know it for ourselves. Right now. All we got to do, we got to let our pride down. And we got to let this sense of, I can do whatever I want. And I know everything. And I know what's right. See, that mindset, I'm telling you, it's big trouble in little China. It's big trouble in our minds. It's something that's going to lead us astray. And yet again, all that we will end up doing is it will lead us to our own blood-soaked throne with pride across our head or our chest. Pride, me. While everybody else is dead. While everybody else is, suffering and going through pain, because I had to be a tough guy. I had to look like I was king. I had to look like I was better than everybody else. It's just the epitome of sickening. It's the epitome of just evil. I mean, it's evil. It's just evil. I don't know how else to say it. And, I'm all about remaining neutral from things, but when I see something for what it is, when it's wrong, it's wrong. When it's morally wrong, it's wrong. And when people are doing and saying things that are disrespecting their integrity as a person, or something that is so filthy and disgusting that all it will do is hurt, kill, and destroy other people, I can't stand for that. Even though I stand for some things myself that will seem like I am a certain way, I'm not. I'm not that way. I myself, I am someone that I will not have kids. I am someone myself that when I go to work, I'm just there for a job. I'm not there to make friends. I don't want to make friends with people. I don't want to know people's personal lives. I'm there to get the job done. I'm there to provide a need. I'm there to do what I got to do. And if someone needs help, okay, I'll help. But don't get me involved with none of that bullshit. Don't get me involved with none of that stuff. Because I already know what it's going to do to me. And I already know what it's doing to you if you're involved. And I already know what it will do. So I'm sorry, I got to exclude myself. I got to go this way. If you want to go that way, go that way. Best to you. Take care. Do what you do. But I got to go this way. And it hurts me to even some people that I know that I'm closest to, I got to go my own way with. And it hurts me. It does. It hurts me. It hurts that my understanding and my mindset and thought is not necessarily the same as theirs. And I don't know. All I can do is, like I said, all I can do is talk about it and be my own living testimony. That's all I can do. And like I said, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I am not saying that I'm an angel or I'm better or I'm holier than thou. And, because I do. I have my own demons and I have my own hypocrisies and I have my own things that even to this day I'm looking at and going, okay, Nate, well, where do you fall in here? Where do you line up here? Okay, what are you holding yourself accountable here, Nate? What is your problem? Don't worry about the world's problem. Worry about your problem, my own problem. You see, we're too worried about what everybody else is thinking and going to say. And this is why we fall into these things. Because we want to jump on the bandwagon. We want to be a part of something, even if that thing stinks. Even if that thing is rotten. Even if that thing is vulgar. Even if that thing is talking about murdering and killing and destroying or doing all of these just absolutely nuts things. That just this madness. Even if it's that, well, I'm going to join because I want to fit in somewhere and they're all doing it. See, that is someone that is still very blind by an ambition or They want to be a part of an image. You see, they're still after idols. I'm not after idols anymore. You see, I don't need an idol in front of me. I don't need nothing in front of me. I can have the thin air in front of me. I don't need any of that stuff. The source is enough, and everything is the source. So yet all that these things, you know what? It's almost like I want to say, I'm more into the unseen realm than the seen realm. And I know some people might say, oh, well, that's just a delusion, or that's just crazy, or, whatever. I don't care. I don't care anymore. The unseen things are almost more real than the things that I see and hear today. Even though they're real, they're real. But what I mean is, I see what's going on, and I see behind things, and I know what not to be a part of. I know what not to get involved with. And the unseen is a misunderstanding. The unseen is I'm not wrestling against their flesh and blood. I'm not after that. I'm not interested in that. You see, I know what's going on behind the thought of it. You see, I'm not chasing money. I'm not chasing power. I'm not chasing to be a gangster and to shoot people and murder them. I'm not into none of that shit no more. None of that. That is something for myself that I have died to. I have literally buried. The tombstone is on top of it, and there's moss and grass growing on it. You can't even read the name anymore because that's how long I've been away from it. But it just took a long time for me to really see what it is. It took me 13 years. No, I'm lying there. It took me 16 years to see this. In 2007 is when I had a change of heart. And I was even still into some of those things, but it took me 16 years to get to this thing right now to say this. And what gave me a change of heart, I will give you the song. It's Lecrae, I'm Praying For You. Now, whether you believe in prayer, I don't care. Whether you believe in God, I don't care. That's not my business. It's just, listen to the song. Go to Lecrae, I'm Praying For You, and listen to that song. He's literally talking about someone else and himself in, I believe it's third person, and then he switches it up to second person and first person. It's an incredible song. It's an incredible song. And that is what gave me a change of heart when I listened to that song. Something changed in me forever when I listened to that. And that was the beginning of my journey into kind of the whole knowledge and understanding and philosophy thing. But see, I already know what philosophy is too. I would say the most important thing in this world is understanding. Understanding and being responsible for yourself. And that means controlling yourself. That means discipline. That means dignity. That means accountability. That means all of those things in one. Understanding and responsibility for ourselves. Looking at the man in the mirror. Those are the two most important things in this life. To me, it is. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all go with that. All that I'm saying is think about these things. Think what we're doing. Think of what we're saying. Think of what we're being around. Who are we associating with? What are we listening to? What are we watching? What are we giving to our kids? You see, and this is another thing before I end this. And I'm kind of pissed off. I am pissed off. And I want to say, where are the mothers and fathers at? Where were the mothers and fathers? Where are the mothers and fathers with a lot of these kids running the streets today. And people, it's not just kids. It's not just the youth. It's older people too. There's older fools too in this world. And I know for myself, I was once a complete idiot fool and I was ignorant too. So that's why I'm saying that, because I was. You see? So I just ask myself, it's like Eminem said in the song, you know? And the heroin, they blame Maryland. Where were the parents at? And look where it's at. Or they blame it on Maryland. Or the heroin, where were the parents at? So anyway, on my community page, I have a couple videos of the brother named Langston that I put on there. I advise us to go watch those videos and watch them the whole way through. The brother got a lot of knowledge. He understands. And I'm not favoritizing him. I'm just saying these are the kind of brothers that I look at eye level and say, that's my reflection. That's what I want to be reflecting on right there. And if he's listening to this, or anybody's listening to this, I don't care who it is, we need to be the ones to make the change. We need to be the ones to hold ourselves accountable and quit looking towards this image out there or this popular thing out there. Why do we keep chasing that? Why do we keep going to that thing and going towards that thing when it's doing nothing for us? So anyway, y'all, resonate health, resonate a clear mind, resonate peace of mind, resonate solitude, resonate well-being, resonate eating healthy, resonate thinking healthy, resonate doing healthy things, resonate on a refuge and a homestead for yourself, resonate on planting seed, resonate on, instead of putting out garbage, putting out something that we can make a better life for ourselves here. Why don't we do those things? What are we so scared of? What are we so afraid of? I'm not afraid no more. I'm not scared no more. I'm not living in fear no more with those things. And as soon as I get out of this apartment where I can start recording more and I can start doing more things, because I can't do it here. It's too quiet. You can hear right through the walls. I can't do my thing here. But when I get out of here and I get a place where I can make some noise and I can do my thing, I'll be doing a lot more on this channel with stuff. But I can't really do that right now where I'm at because I can't really get into it here. I can't record here. I can't really put out what I want to, but in time, if I'm still here in time, you know? And like I said for myself, patience is really not one of my virtues. I won't lie. You know, I'm somebody, when I want it now. But I don't want it in a way where I'm just ignorant or I'm out of control or I'm just doing a whole bunch of stupid, vulgar stuff to get it, you know? I'm not patient, but I know what I want. Because I know what I want is not going to be something to help be my demise or to treat myself with disrespect or to hate myself or to all those kinds of things, you know? And I don't know. I don't know where to go, but this video is way too long anyway, so I'm going to let it go with that. Yeah, if anyone wants to support this platform, I have everything in the description below. If you resonate with this video and you have to give, then thank you. If you have to give to the channel, thank you. I will accept anything because I won't lie, right now, I'm kind of in need as a person. You know, I'm doing what I can do now to kind of do what I got to do, but I'm not scared to ask someone that may have the ability to help when they can to help, you know? It's like when you have to help someone else. When I have it and I'm out here walking around, I ask, people at the bus stop, do you need a couple dollars? If I see a homeless person, do you need something to eat? Do you need water? It's like we need to start even in behind closed doors, you see. And I'm not telling anybody, I'm not doing this to say, look, give to my channel or give to me. You don't got to give me anything. I'm just putting this out there because this is how I think. Do things in secret, you see. It doesn't mean that we have to put it out for people to see or that we have to get involved with people. There are people that are by themselves when we can do things when it's just me and that person. Everybody always wants to be in the crowd, though. See, everybody always wants the credit for doing it. Everybody always wants to be seen for doing a good work. How about doing a good work behind closed doors? How about doing a good work when no one's around? How about doing a good work for the homeless guy when he's sitting on the bench when it's 16 degrees outside? How about taking him a plate of hot food? How about doing something like that for once in our lives? And I'm not saying that I have to give right now, because I really don't. All that I have to give right now is these videos. And that's what I'm doing. I'm giving my energy and my time, and that's something. That's something to me. Whether that's something to someone else, that's something to me. That's valuable to me in this moment. So that's just for myself. It's valuable for me as a person. So yeah, I ended on that note. Take care of yourselves. Yeah, just be aware. Because I think a lot of us we're under some kind of influence and spell that we're not really seeing here. And it's just leading so many people into these spots and these places in their lives where you see it and it bothers you as a person because you wouldn't want that for yourself. So it bothers you when you see it. And that's how I am. But yet again, I don't get involved with it. It bothers me, but I don't get involved with it. I talk about it and I let it be known on my channel. And I talk about my own life experiences and what I know that I did myself. Because if I wasn't the living testimony myself, I wouldn't talk about it. If it's something that I didn't do, that I made reconciliation with, or repented from, or changed my mind, I wouldn't talk about it. So that's why I have the right to talk about it. Because I did it, and I did something about it, and I changed it, you see? So if more people would do that, then it would be a different mindset. It would be a different kind of thinking, renewing the mind with understanding and responsibility. That's what we need more of in this world. So I'm going to let y'all go with that. Take care. Thanks for watching. Do it for yourself when you do these things first. Quit looking towards other people to change shit and do stuff for us. Let's look at ourselves, but let's make sure that we're not being too selfish and too self-absorbed and too narcissistic. Because that's, in the day and age we're in, with this social media and phones and stuff, it's so easy to get caught up in that trap. It's so easy to get caught in that kind of mind state. I know. So I'll let y'all go later. Thanks. See ya.